Go.
Good morning and happy Friday to everybody. Here's the next part of our Use What You Have series. Today we're going to be painting a butterfly, and I'm using the same paints I've used in every one of my videos. So the one that we're going to use today is Vat Orange for the orange color. We're going to use Manganese Blue Hue. We're going to use Prussian Blue Hue and Chromium Oxide Green. Okay, so what I want you to do is get your brushes ready and your paper, and I'm going to start painting. And I'm going to have my cameraman Tony lower the camera so that we can see just my hands. Now, whenever I'm doing a painting, everybody always says, well, how do you start? Well, I always try to do an outline with a pencil. And this is your design, so you can do whatever you want. There's no set rules for where any of this is going to be. And a butterfly is an easy shape to do. Think of it as a heart on each side, right? If you look at this, here's a heart, and here's another heart. And then we have a little carrot in the center. Does it make sense? I think it does. So anything that has to do with shapes. Then what I'm going to do is I like to take my ultra fine Sharpie pen, and I do an outline of it. So I go very loose around the wings of the butterfly. And if I have a pencil outline, I don't have to worry about, where is all the color gonna be or anything like that. And see how I'm not being very careful. I'm just drawing my little butterfly here. Now a lot of people, what they'll do is do the whole butterfly and then add the colors. We're gonna do the reverse. We're gonna add the highlights first, and then we're gonna fill in. So I'm using 140-pound paper, watercolor paper, and I am using a silver ruby satin brush number 6, which is the one that I've used in most of the videos that I've done. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in my little circles here for my butterfly with a little bit of that orange. And think of it more as a coloring book. And you know how we tell our kids stay in the lines? Well, this is the one time that it doesn't matter if you stay in your lines or not. And I'm not going to do every single little hole here. I'm just going to skip and do. I'm going to rinse my brush. And then I'm going to do a little bit of that manganese blue hue, which everybody knows is my favorite color, right? And we're going to fill in the other little circles here. Oh, and the one color I forgot to tell you to use is sepia. Sepia is that other color that I use a lot. So take a little bit of sepia and put it on your palette. And that's going to be the body of our butterfly. So I'm just going to fill that in. And see how transparent that color is? I just love that color. Now for the wings, I'm going to do a little bit of the orange. I'm just going to throw some colors in here so that it can expand and see the little lines, the little vein lines in your butterfly. How's everybody doing with their painting? Are you at least practicing at home? I hope you are. Okay, so now I'm going to take a little bit of that sepia color that I started with, and I'm going to add a little bit of green, and I'm going to come on my side here. And what happens is the green and the sepia mix together, and it makes mud, which makes a great shading color for your butterfly. Okay, last but not least, we're going to add color to our butterfly wings, and I'm using my Prussian blue hue, and I'm just going to wet my brush a lot, come around, and see how watery that is. That's going to be the wing color. And I'm going to go around all the areas that I painted, and in some areas you're going to be darker, some areas you're going to be lighter, and that's okay. But you don't have to cover everything. See how I left some little white spots in here? That's okay. And it's starting to look like a butterfly, isn't it? So I'm going to fill up my whole wing here with the blue. and just fill in all the colors as you go. See how nice that looks? So I'm going to take a little bit of that Prussian blue hue again with my green, and I'm going to go a little bit underneath my little circles here that I decorated with, and let the paint go wherever it wants, and that's going to create some little eye shadows on the wings of our butterflies. So I'm going to do the other side real fast, and I'm not being very careful. I'm just kind of filling in with my color. See how nice? And it's going to be lights and lows, and some are dark areas, some are nice light areas. And as I get close to the body, what I'm going to do is underneath the wings, I'm going to put a little bit of the dark blue. And a little bit of the green combo, and that's going to give me a little bit of the dark blue to shade. And if you wanted to do a background and you don't want to leave it all white as it is, what you can do is, like what I always do, is I put a lot of water on my background, just soak it really good, and then take a little bit of color, whatever you like, and let it go wherever that wants to go. I'm going to put a little bit on my side, and I'm going to drop a little bit more of that orange. And I don't care where it goes, I don't care if it's not even, that's what you want. And we're almost there. So I'm going to put a little bit more water on my left side or your right side. And I'm going to drop a little bit more of that orange in there. And see what you can do just with one brush and a little piece of scrap paper. And like always, I always say, they never look great until you finish it with a nice matte. So enjoy your painting. Happy Friday, everybody, and share your paintings with me.